Hello, Grand Rapids. I'm so happy to be here, though I'm quite cold being from Texas. But first, I would like to thank the Ford family, the Gerald R. Ford Foundation, and all those associated with the Gerald R. Ford Presidential Museum and the DeVos Learning Center for inviting me here to speak today. It is truly an honor and a privilege to share the stage with members of the Ford family, Vice President Cheney, Mr. Red Cavaney, and Mr. Doug DeVos. But I must say, it's also quite exciting to share the stage with you, the students, who are as civically engaged and who are such inspirational leaders in their own right. Let's give them all a round of applause, too. But to begin, I would like to quote the man who we are all here to celebrate, President Gerald Ford. He said, "Life is about leadership and service and patriotism and sacrifice and doing one's best and meeting every challenge that life presents." Doing what is best and meeting every challenge that life presents. My mother always tells me everyone, no matter the age, has a special flame inside, a purpose, a destiny, and no one, no circumstance should ever put it out. And now, this does not mean that there won't be hardships and that there won't be trials, but you can overcome them with perseverance and determination. No matter your background, no matter your situation, your past, you can be a leader. And this is something that President Ford demonstrated throughout his own life. He was faced with many challenges in his life as a child, as a youth, and as an adult, yet he overcame them, rising above them, working hard, and giving back to the community and country in the same way that you and I can in our lives today. But President Ford understood that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. You and all the students here today are the hope of America. But President Ford also reminds us that life is about leadership and service and patriotism. As citizens of America, we can all attest that we are bestowed with freedoms that are unparalleled in any nation across the globe, and with a strong foundation of government outlined in the articles of our Constitution that protect the freedoms guaranteed to us in our Bill of Rights. In short, we are very blessed. And President Ford understood something else. He knew that to whom much is given, much will be expected. At an early age, having been fostered by his family, his friends, and his community here, that he needed to give back, and he did. In grade school, he was a Boy Scout and became an Eagle Scout. And I actually learned here that he's the only president to have become an Eagle Scout, so new knowledge from here. And he also served in the Navy during World War II, risking his life for the country that he loved. And this sense of service and civic duty defined and shaped who he was as a husband, a father, a congressman, a vice president, and president later in his life. It is this generosity, humility, and sense of civic duty that individuals recognized in President Ford. And it is what made him and makes his family still today so special in the heart of every life they have touched. So I applaud the Gerald R. Ford Museum and the DeVos Learning Center for highlighting and emphasizing the importance of character in President Ford's life and encouraging young individuals like you and like myself to embrace these in our own lives. They are truly championing President Ford's legacy. But you see, President Ford understood something else. He understood the importance of America's youth, encouraging them to become active members in their community and in their country. If he were speaking today, I am sure he would look at you and all of us here and say, "Do not let anyone look down on you because you are young." And let us take this to heart. Just because we are young, just because we do not hold elected office, just because we do not yet hold college diplomas in our hands does not mean that we cannot make a difference in the lives of our families, our friends, our community, and our country. We are the future of America. We are the future voters. We hold the entire future of our country in our hands. and how well we know our nation's founding documents, how well we know the checks and balances guaranteed to us in our Constitution that were so cherished by President Ford, how well we know our nation's history, including the shining example of past presidents such as President Ford, reflects how well we will be of service to our peers, to our community, and to America. And you see, one of the best ways to begin to be of service is to come to the Gerald R. Ford Presidential Museum, come to the DeVos Learning Center, and learn. For knowledge is power. Although I have published 3 books, I can say full-heartedly that it simply began with a desire to learn. I had a dream, in the same way that we all have dreams. And I'm here to say, our dreams can be accomplished as long as we work hard, endure, stay determined, persevere, overcome, and give back, as President Ford did. So with dreams in our hearts and service in our soul, let us stand up in the same way that President Ford stood up during one of the greatest challenges and constitutional crises in American history. For as Congressman Tip O'Neill said, God has been good to America, especially during difficult times. At the time of the Civil War, he gave us Abraham Lincoln. And at the time of Watergate, he gave us Gerald Ford, the right man at the right time who was able to put our nation back together again. And he did. So let us do what is right in the same way President Ford did what was right. And I will close with a final quote from William Penn, which I believe truly epitomizes the legacy of President Ford and the future of the DeVos Learning Center. Wrong is wrong, even if everyone is for it, and right is right, even if everyone is against it. President Ford undoubtedly did what was right. So let us, the students and the future of America, do the same. Thank you so much.